Fife Property market update, and this is for the week commencing the 11th to the 17th of January. So we are well on our way into the month. And as always with this show, we're going to do a roundup of what took place last week with all agencies across Rightmove. We'll then take a look at what we were doing in particular as an agency, also what we have coming soon, because I know you'll be keen to hear all about that. And then a run through of the shows that have taken place, so you know what to go back and rewatch and take information from. So again, as always with this show, if you've got any questions, comments, anything you wish to share, put it in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Or even if you prefer to just pick up the phone and speak with us, again, we would love to hear from you. But this is just almost your snapshot into what is taking place in the Fife property market. And I've had a little sneak peek at the figures, and they are very, very telling. And once again, they back up what we are saying. I know what Perry's saying, what Jim's saying, what Susan's saying, Anne-Marie, the whole team is saying when it comes to selling your property and why now is the time to sell. So enough kind of teasing and hinting at that. Let's just look at the figures. Because as I say, this is a fantastic insight into why now is the time to sell your property. So last week, all agencies that use Rightmove, there was 103 new listings made available. There was 124 buyers that had offers secured on properties. So straight off the bat, without even going through the micro regions, 103 properties hit the market. 124 properties are now showing as sold, subject to concluded missives. So yes, once again, there is more buyers in the marketplace than stock is coming to the market. Now, if you're wondering, well, Sophie, how can that be the case? How can there be more selling than what's come available? It doesn't mean to say of those 103 that hit the marketplace last week are the same ones that sold. It means that 124 are perhaps previous weeks, previous months stock that obviously we are working through, because there are obviously some micro regions that have a wee bit of a backlog of stock. So that is where we are seeing those numbers. But the key thing to take from this is 124 buyers were active in the marketplace just last week alone in Fife. So when you're hearing, perhaps you're hearing other estate agents, perhaps you're listening to family and friends, or you're just going down the norm of what you think and go, oh, we need to sell, but we're going to wait till spring, summer. Spring, summer is the best time to sell. Absolutely not. These months are the best time to sell. They are underrated, but they are fantastic for you as a seller because there's a lot less stock, which means there is less competition. And when there's less competition, one, people tend to act faster because they don't have as much availability. Likewise, they are stronger with their offers, again, because they know that they don't have as many options. So they need to put their best foot forward. They need to make their offer an offer that the seller cannot refuse to secure that property, because options are limited. So this is why, if you are looking to move and you want to start your property journey, now is the time to go to market, because you are entering the marketplace before everybody else. Because just imagine spring, summer, everybody's going to hit. There's almost going to be an oversupply, and that is what you don't want as a seller. But these months are fantastic because there's still buyers out there. So yes, you might be listening to the noise that's going on or thinking now isn't the time to sell, but this is why we are so strong on when we say, do your homework, look at the facts, do the research. What are the numbers telling you? And week in, week out, even coming out of November into December into January, this is something we have been saying. And week on week, the figures show us why. So you can see it there in black and white or black and yellow. You can see it why. But if there is any questions that you have on that, please do reach out, and we're more than happy to have that conversation with you. But hopefully straight off the bat, you can see that this is backing up what we're saying. Now, if we just obviously run through some of the micro regions, Cooper, so your KY 1415 postcode, there was 10 new properties made available versus 11 properties sold. So that's a really strong numbers to see for the first of the year. East Snook, yes, there was only one instruction. However, 4 properties sold, which is great to see. So it just means, even though people think, oh, now isn't the time to buy and sell in the East New because it's out of season, or perhaps all the different changes that came into play with ADS and second home council tax, still there are properties selling and going over the line. So 4 sales last week in the East Nuke is great to see. St Andrews, 4 versus 8. Great to see that there was more property sold than what was instructed in St Andrews in particular. purely because of the stock that is sitting there. And I was actually having this conversation with a client yesterday, and she did admit that she's been a little bit out of touch and she hasn't been keeping her kind of finger on the pulse when it came to the KY16 postcode. And she was just wondering why the marketplace is the way that it is just now. So I was able to give her that insight and explain it was the ADS increasing to 8%. It was your second home council tax. It was the David Wilson new development. It was the change in legislation for Airbnb, and all of these contributing factors hitting the marketplace around the same months had a knock-on effect to the properties and what was selling. So for St Andrews, it's absolutely a buyer's market. What that means is 5 to 6 months is your average selling time. That's how long you can expect to have your property on the market. Now, there is some anomalies that do sell quicker than that. Likewise, there is some that take longer than that. But the key with St Andrews is a local expert. An agent knows the marketplace, but is also going to price the property accordingly and realistically, but also have aggressive marketing that's going to get the property seen and get it out there to the audience that is going to get the property sold. We have had some fantastic results. Windrum Place, Spottiswood Gardens, Brewster Place, where it has been well within that 5 to 6 months, even within the first 3 months, which was great to see. And that is why it is so important and key that you choose a local agent that understands and how to navigate that marketplace. But it was great to see for St Andrews that 8 properties sold last week and only 4 came to market. So it means we're working through the backlog. Granted, slowly but surely, you have to start somewhere though, and it's just great to see that we are working through that stock. Leavenmouth, 14 new instructions versus 8 properties sold. This is probably, if there was 14 of properties where they thought, oh, we need to wait until the estate agents are back open and start at the year and then go obviously live. So that's probably what's happened in the Leavenmouth area in your KY8 postcode, that there was just an influx of new instructions, but still 8 properties sold, which is a good number of properties going over the line. Dunfermline, we can see that it is creeping, or not even creeping, it's almost at its numbers that it tends to average around. Normally it's 50s to 60s. So actually for this time into January to already be up there, considering at the start of the year it was kind of low 20s, it's really ramped up. And it's almost back to its normal, if you could say. Glenrothes, 9 versus 14. So 14 properties sold in the Glenrothes area, which is great to see. Bit like Kirkcaldy, it's the availability, it's the types of stock, it's the footprints, it's the location, it's the amenities, it's the schooling. Both Glenrothes and Kirkcaldy are areas that are really, really popular in the sense that you have all different price points, all different areas. You still have the commuting links, you have the leisure facilities. It really is places that tick all the boxes for families, first-time buyers, investors, landlords. So they are popular areas, and you do continue to see that with the numbers as we go through the weeks and the months and the year. But actually, 14 properties sold in Glenrothes is a good number to see. Absolutely. Likewise, Kirkcaldy, it's ramping back up to kind of its average. It did always float around the 20s, so it didn't take long to kind of get back to where it is. There's always, and if you are set for the alerts on Rightmove, you will see it's constantly Kirkcaldy properties coming up. Especially a lot of that kind of your flats and masonettes. You see a lot of those coming to market if you do keep an eye on that marketplace. So these numbers are not surprising. Excuse me, they're not surprising. But actually, all in all, that is great to see the numbers that we are seeing for the fact that that was only, well, from the 11th to the 17th. We're only the second week into January, so that was great numbers to see. Likewise, though, if you are watching this and you have any questions at all, please do reach out to us. We would be more than happy to chat with you, guide you through your particular area, what your obviously journey can look like, and what we need to do to get your property sold. Now, speaking of selling and getting your property sold, let's do a recap of what we were doing in particular as an agency last week. So we had some fantastic results that we want to share with you. First one, London Links. So this was a great sale to get over the line. If you are local to the area, you will probably know exactly where this is situated. And obviously you are right through the Strait of London Links if you're heading to Lower Largo, Upper Largo, the East Snooks, St Andrews, perhaps if you go that way. But you'll know exactly where this is situated, and it's absolutely fantastic that we have got this one over the line. Obviously, the seller is delighted that they're able to now move on with their journey and obviously look for their next home. Likewise, the buyer is delighted because they're staying with Fife. They're just moving along the coastline. So they're coming obviously to this area, which is great to see, and the family are delighted that they've secured the property. Now it's a 3-bedroom, 2-reception, 2-bathroom, and a conservatory, semi-detached period property. There's a lot on offer with this property. You've got the driveway, you've got the gardens to the front, you've got gardens to the rear, you can see the garage, and inside the rooms, which you would expect for a period property, but I cannot explain to you how big the rooms are. So on the lower level here is the living room, and this is the main master bedroom. The size of those rooms are incredible. And then downstairs, you have another bedroom here. You have a dining room, you have a kitchen, then you have a conservatory. Like, there is so much living space on offer, and it's a fantastic location for the golf courses, for the walking. You've got the commuting links, you've got the schooling. It really is a property that ticks all the boxes, and it was on the market for offers over 340,000. With all these sales that I'm going to talk you through, again, if you're a regular to this, you'll know that I can't disclose what offer was accepted because we need to allow it to go through the conveyancing stage. However, if you keep a lookout on the show or you keep a keen eye, you will see when they've concluded and what was achieved for them. But that was a great one to get over the line. Next one, it is in Gadbridge. Straight away, you can see sold in a week, which was a fantastic result. So this particular property was Seggy Drive, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, semi-detached, family home, driveway, garage, garden to the rear, and it was in moving condition, ready to go. It was a fantastic one to get over the line because actually the family are staying within the development. So they already have a property in the development, and they are just actually upsizing to allow their family to breathe. And actually, they've managed to secure this, and it's worked out perfectly. So they're delighted that they're staying within the development. And obviously, we're going to help them and guide them through next steps and through that journey. But it was great to also get this one sold within a week. Now, this particular one was on for offers over 235,000. So a great price point. But it's wonderful to have that one over the line, especially within a week. So both parties are happy. Next one that we got over the line was Crawford Terrace in Springfield. When I say this property was popular, I cannot explain to you the inquiries, the phone calls, the viewings that took place. Out of hours viewings, we were inundated with this one. It's Springfield. It is a desirable area. It's sought after, and it's a fantastic family home. This particular one was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, terraced. I had to think then because I've got a lot of properties to go through. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, terraced property. What was great with this one is, as you can see, you've got a driveway. You had a living room space heading through into a dining room. You then had kitchen, and you had 3 bedrooms upstairs and a family bathroom, and then a fantastic sized garden at the rear. Not overlooked either, which was just brilliant to see. So it was really, really popular one. I would honestly go as far to say we had around 10 viewings on this property. 4 different offers were getting negotiated, but it was fantastic that this one got over the line. Now, this one was on for offers over 125,000. Yes, I can't disclose what it went for, but it got an absolutely fantastic result. I'm excited for when you see this one because the sellers are absolutely delighted with the buyer's position, what they got offered, and also it allows them to move on with their journey. Likewise, the family is delighted that they secured this, considering the competition that was there and how many people were interested. So that one was great to get over the line within 2 weeks. What I will say with this one is there was buyers that missed out. As I say, there was 4 offers on it, and even still, we're still getting calls, and we're having to let people know that it's no longer available. So if you have a property like this within Springfield, even if it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, whatever style, but if it's similar to this, please get in touch if you are looking to get moved, or you are obviously curious of your value. And if we could work numbers for you, just like we did for this, that would make you move basically. Please reach out to us because we know we have hot, active buyers that are looking to get moved. So please do reach out to us, and I'd be more than happy to discuss that further with you. But that was a great one to get over the line. Then next and final property that we sold last week is another one, in fact, in Seggy Drive, right opposite the one that also sold as well. So 2 properties within that development sold last week, which was fantastic. We've had some brilliant results within that development in Gadbridge, but especially last week, it was great to get these over the line. So this particular one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom detached family home. So the previous was semi-detached. This is detached. It's got spacious living. It had living room, open plan dining, kitchen, a really large pantry because they'd converted half of the garage. So it had a really large walk-in pantry, 3 bedrooms, bathroom. There was a summer house in the garden as well that is staying with the property, and it's a landscape garden as well. So it's a cracking family home, and this particular one was on for offers over 265,000. A family are delighted to be getting that within the area because they're currently not in the area, so they're delighted to have secured that in the area, in that development, and obviously for the quality of those builds. It's great to get that one over the line as well. Again, people missed out on these, so if you do have a property within that particular development, whether you are on Fort Avenue, Seggy Drive, if you're within that development, please do reach out to us, because we are honestly got buyers reaching out for properties like this, wanting to get moved. So please do get in touch, and I'd be more than happy again to discuss that with you in greater detail. So that is what we sold last week and had offers accepted on. Now let's discuss what we have coming soon. So coming soon are properties that Perry, Jim, or myself have been out to, valued, and are coming to market. So this is me giving you a slight heads up before the pre-portal hits social media. Pre-portal, what is that? So that is a preview of the property. It's almost your virtual viewing. So you watch that full video, you'll see the full walkthrough. We talk you through everything, show you all the details. We talk you through location. At the very end, and this is where it is key, at the very end, we tell you the price point of the property. So what we predict it to come to market at. If that property ticks your boxes, and you can make our seller an offer that they just cannot refuse before it goes to your Rightmove, your Zoopla, your S1 Homes, and further, get in touch. You have a short window of time to reach out to us and potentially get in that property and secure it before it does go to the wider portals. Now, to see these pre-portals, you have to be following the social media channels. So if you're looking to buy within Leven, the Leven page. If you're looking to buy in the East Neuk, the East Neuk page. We have a page for each different micro region within Fife. So make sure you're following the relevant ones and act fast. As soon as you see the agent's face in the words pre-portal, you need to reach out to us. You have a short window of time, but this is what is coming soon with Perry and I to the pre-portal stage. And on the theme of Seggy Drive and talking about Gadbridge, would you believe it? We have another one coming on Seggy Drive. So this particular one is a 2-bed terrace property. So this is a great one because it is an affordable price point, whether you're a first-time buyer, whether you're looking to move from a flat to a house, whether you're perhaps just looking to downsize, or perhaps you're just wanting to be in the area. Perhaps you're a landlord, perhaps you're just a young professional, perhaps you're a couple. It is a fantastic price point and a fantastic home. You're still getting the driveway, you're getting your 2 bedrooms, and you're still getting the quality build. So that one is going to be coming to market with us shortly. I am due to do the pre-portal on Friday for that one. So keep a look on our St Andrews page. And if it is something that appeals to you, act fast, because you've seen the popularity of the other Seggy Drive ones. Next property, slightly further afield, and this is in Edinburgh, Dalmeny Street, and it's a 3-bedroom ground floor apartment. And this one, if you look on our Edinburgh page, and yes, for those that maybe weren't aware, we do have an Edinburgh page because we do have another property up for sale within Edinburgh. So follow our Edinburgh page. You'll still also get it on our website, but look out for Perry's pre-portal of that one, because obviously it's Edinburgh, it's going to be popular. It is a fantastic location, and it's a 3-bedroom ground floor apartment. So it is a spacious property. So do keep a lookout for that one. The next one is in Kirkcaldy, and it is Provost K Park. This is a fantastic development, nice and private, and great location as well. Now, this particular one is a 2-bedroom upper apartment on the very top floor. It's really spacious properties. They are a fantastic size. And as I say, it's a great location. You are not far from walking down to the prom, to the high street, to the train station, to the bus station. You've got plenty on your doorstep, and you're tucked away, which is nice and private within this exclusive development. You have allocated parking. So yeah, it's a fantastic one, and we know it's going to be a great price point. Again, that is going to appeal to a lot of the marketplace. First-time buyers, investors, landlords, young professionals, couples. If you're looking to downsize, perhaps it is going to tick a lot of the boxes. So I'm sure it's going to be a popular one. So keep a lookout for Perry's pre-portal of that one on our Cocody page. Now, if there's any of those and you would like further details or to discuss them, reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to chat with you. Now, before we round up the show, let's take a look at what shows have taken place so you know what to go back and rewatch and take some fantastic information from. So, as always, you have the Wealth Creation Show. So, this is where you have Jim Parker, one of the UK's most successful property investors, and Richard Cook, our lettings director, on hand. And as always, they discuss a different topic for the Wealth Creation Show. And for this particular week's show, it is all about how to survive in a world of abundance. So we live in a world of abundance, more choice, more information, more opportunity than ever before. We live in the richest, most abundant time in history, yet millions of people feel more stressed, distracted, and perhaps behind than ever before. If you break down what's really happening and why abundance is now the problem, you learn to stay focused, calm, and financially resilient despite all of that. Do you perhaps want to learn how to survive, focus, and build wealth in this almost noisy, abundant world? Then that's a fantastic show to watch, as I say, with Jim and Richard. And like with all of our shows, if you have any questions, concerns, queries, looking for some guidance, put it in the comments and they will absolutely come back to you. Another show that took place, and this is fantastic if you are a landlord or even if you're considering starting your own portfolio and becoming a landlord, then a great show was done with, again, Richard Cook, lettings director, and Karen Marshall, the lettings agent. And it was all about landlord winter checks. So if this is something you perhaps don't do, or maybe are you unaware if your management company does, this could be a key one for you. And it's how to protect your rental home from the cold. Because as of course, it's all about bringing the festive cheer. We've gone through that period, but winter does pose a unique set of risks, especially for rental homes, that can lead to expensive repairs if left unchecked. The colder months absolutely test the resilience of properties, and the team needs to be extra organised around preventative measures to give landlords complete peace of mind. Keeping tenants and properties safe and warm means having trusted contractors that are on hand, they do the checks, they do repairs, and hopefully minimize the cost of emergency call-outs, especially during that festive season. So if you are a landlord, perhaps doing everything yourself, if you perhaps have a managing agent that isn't doing all those things, then be a good show to watch, take some key information from. And again, even just reach out to the team if it's something you wish to explore further. Any of the lettings department will be more than delighted to speak with you and guide you through whatever queries or questions you may have. But that is us for another weekly update. And I will see you next Tuesday for another weekly update. But I'm sure we'll see you throughout the week. And if there's anything at all, please do reach out to us. We'd be delighted to hear from you. All the best. Take care.